there hasn't been a better African centre-back than Jamie Carragher.
Taribo West, you liar. How about that? Played for Inter Milan. Says something. Lucas Radeby played for Leeds United. I thought he was better than Jamie Carragher and all. Not being funny. Sami Kufor, Bayern Munich.
100% better than 100%.
Bayern Munich says it all. Joey Barton. If you want to respond, you'll see the address come up later. Hit us up. Because you stated, so I'm stating back to you. And I want to argue your point. You said that there's no way Carlo Touré is better than Jamie Carragher. Well, we have to agree to disagree on that one. Because
Carlo Touré?
Yes, he stated that Jamie Carragher.
There's two Tourés. There's
Colo.
And yeah.
Colo was an invincible at Arsenal. Had to be just a bang average player to do that, don't you think?
Sure. Affinity Xtra. Be extra.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are personal and do not necessarily represent the views of Affinity Xtra.
Yeah. People, this is boy here, Roger Van Moorinho Show, Affinity Xtra, celebrating gospel music of black origin. We are here, ready to chop it up. There's been we've been out for a few weeks, and nothing too crazy. I got no fear because of the state of Manchester right now, but full stop. I think Man United and Man City are suffering right now, but that's not why I've been hiding. But some things have come up that I had a conversation with my co-host here today, Anthony Young, about as this is the RVM show where we come from a black perspective in sport, because we don't feel we truly effectively we're not reflective very well on publicly. Not the fact that we don't have black presenters. I think we have as many black presenters now as non-black presenters. I think number-wise, I think we're right up there now, aren't it?
Probably.
Yeah.
The difference with our black presenters on television, you mean?
Yeah, on TV.
Like
Yeah.
Most of ours are ex-pros. It's true.
Well, yeah.
We can check it, really. Majority of the presenters on TV are usually ex-pros, some form of professional football situation, innit?
Oh, Oozing's getting out there now, isn't he?
Oozing's going on with things. Whether he needs his own program, I've said it for years.
Yeah, man.
It's funny. He's a funny character.
Oh, most definitely.
But I said him on Sky and that. He's been doing the Sky one and that.
Yeah,
he's on Sky more times still.
So he's doing all right for himself, and I think that there's a couple. There's the guy who does United View. I believe Flex. Yeah, Flex is out.
Yeah,
there.
He's on there as well.
Yeah. There's a couple, there's a couple guys.
There's a thing coming out now called Baller League, and have you seen it?
Baller League.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry.
No. Yeah. Okay. No.
There's a thing coming out. It's coming out on Sky soon, where some social influencers. So I think like Oozing and all them will be there with ex-pros, Robert Perez. Arsenal got Robert Perez, Ray Parler, they've got a team. Certain different pros have got a team.
Yeah.
And they've got a little lead in there. Yeah.
So, I to be honest, talking about social media stuff, you know what I do watch is, the one-on-ones. The one-on-ones, them little YouTube videos when they do one-on-ones. And then the ballers, it's like they got
two ballers, like two players.
Two players. Yeah. I watched one, and I Show Speed was on one when he was over here. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was down there. But bro, they get 20 grand. Bro, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
One-on-one.
Because of the number of followers they got in it.
The views, yeah. No, 100%, man, 100%. Hey, bro, focus that one, because I know your eyes gotta go to that one.
Keep going to that one.
No, that one there.
So I'm keep going to that one.
That's the way one. Sorry, guys, we just do some visual thing.
No problem.
So guys, but that is real good with I Show Speed. So there's a lot of black culture vibe, because that's like a black culture, when they go crazy over skills and megging, that that's us, me, bro, from back in the day. Was it Wembley? Remember Wembley? And people that's basically Wembley, isn't it? Wembley singles. Yeah, that's what we used to call. So what you used to call it, singles, Wembley singles.
No, we just call it Wembley.
It's called Wembley because you're Wembley doubles.
Just call it Wembley.
You're Wembley. Okay, cool.
We come before you, so we just call it Wembley. You probably started out to go, Wembley one singles, Wembley doubles.
Yeah.
And that we just came out with Wembley full stop.
and that the best player wait for you right at the end. You have to try and scout, so the best player you don't have to face him 1-on-1 at the end. But people get to the final. You still get a lot of time in play time as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Wembley was a thing still. But either way, big up to the brown folk out there. But what we do recognise is that ultimately people are coming on with madness, and I would have to say, how Jamie Carragher is still able to earn a living in presenting when people have been sacked for less, not just on a racial context, but just in a human context, is something absolutely crazy. You know what I mean? You know, and I don't want to bring up the fact that he got caught spitting on a young person in the history, but that sometimes you have to bring into context when it comes to judgment is your history. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And him turning around and saying that the AFCON is basically a waste of space, like a bottom grade tournament. For me, shows your value towards things of black culture, where Europe, the World Cup itself, also South American Cup can go and do what it's going to be doing, and you talk about the winners of the tournaments, but yet black players that make up the majority of the league for the Premier League for the past couple of decades, to totally ignore where they're coming from and respect our roots, is and then to go back on TV the next day and pretend like nothing happened with presenters of African descent, whether it's Friday Caribbean or directly, and be comfortable and catching two joke with them is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. It's actually it just defies logic to me, bro. It absolutely defies. It doesn't make sense, because there's no, bro, in today's council culture, it's very counselling culture. You can't get away with talking like that. And he's just blatantly turned around and what made it worse is by the time he stopped the TV program come off, receipts are all over social media. So you have to address it properly. So that I don't know if I've overdone the story. What you were saying, but I'm just giving you.
You said what you said. You give us the backdrop of what's going on.
Yeah. So
basically,
how is it?
What's going on? Okay, let's address the situation. First and foremost, Jamie Carragher, not the most technically gifted footballer ever to bless the Premiership. Fortunately for him, he's born in a part of the country where there's two football teams. He supported the blue side, but was never good enough to play for Everton, so he played for their cheap neighbours across the road. Anyway, so he's played for
That's gold.
He's played for Liverpool now, and he's gone on. He's played at international level. Again, if you remember Jamie Carragher, I'm sure he started off as a defensive midfielder.
Right back. I remember.
Yeah, he started, and then he could play DM, and they put him in as a DM at one stage.
Old school DM, man.
Back in days though, I remember when he first came through, because he was kind of one of those utility players who could play all kind of positions. Jamie Carragher. Yeah. And then when I think it was Gerard Houllier went to Liverpool, and I think that's when Gerard Carragher got really cemented kind of his place in the first team squad and that. Mm-hmm. And he played in a team Liverpool fans like to tell you about the treble, but it was we call it the Scouts treble, It's not, but it was like Europa League.
Is that when Michael Owen won it as well?
Yeah, Europa League, FA Cup, and League Cup, innit?
Is you in the FA Cup? They're beating it.
Yeah, they cheated us out of the FA Cup. Yeah,
okay,
you remember Carragher handballed it on the line? Don't you remember? Great save. Anyway, Carragher. Yeah, Carragher, absolute great player, but he made unsavoury comments about the continent of Africa the other day. Now, you've questioned, Rog, how could he go the next day and face those players? Well, the reason he could go and face those pundits the next day, because he knows they're not real black folk like me and you. Their skin may be black, but they're not black folk because they didn't take no offence to it. Or do you know what? They may have even taken offence to it but not to the point where it's going to jeopardise their position at wherever they are, CBS or wherever it is, Sky, BT Sports. They're not going to do that. First of all, they're not going to. Don't do that when it's at home. It's England, or they don't do that then. So they ain't going to do it for the African nations.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They're not going to really stick up and say. So, in a nutshell, though, let's be real. And I'm just trying to be the angel's advocate because we don't deal with the devil. I'm sitting on the fence here and saying, okay then. Carragher said that, but I don't see it outraging African sportsmen. I saw JJ Okocha say something, yeah. But they haven't really...
Mikel's
sorry. I apologise.
Obi
Mikel's gone in like I expected somebody who's offended to go in. Not before. No, we can't play it before 8 o'clock. But he went in how I would expect somebody to go in. That's how I'd go in.
African will go in.
If it was about Jamaica, that's how I'd go in about Jamaica. Yeah. Pure ablatives and expletives and all sorts of going on. You know what I mean? Because he's irate. He's not having a bar.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you gotta look at the establishment, bro, there's racism been in this country and players who we've looked up to, who we thought, yeah, you're a black man, you're gonna stand up. I've turned a blind eye, bro. How many times have you seen black people turn a blind eye? I've worked with black people who've turned a blind eye, bro. I've worked with, and that's just normal people like me and you. You know what I mean? I'm talking about these people and them high-flated prices getting paid. You know what I mean? And I'd think for me, being a footballer and them kind of big dough, I'd be the most. I wouldn't care to speak out, bro. I wouldn't care to speak out.
Your bills are paid, you know, bro.
Because I got a contract. I got a contract, right? That says what it says, and I'm doing what I'm doing. I've got a right to talk, and this platform we have now called social media. Yeah. If we had it when my day, wow, it would have been, you know. So I don't understand how these black players see what's going on and don't step to the table, just mouse out the thing. They just mouse it out, bro. They all mouse it out. They do, man. If you bring up any kind of subject where something's been questioned, where it's been discrimination because of the colour of the skin, or you know, the comparative between the black player and the white player has been different, been treated different. E.g., like the Ivan Toney betting scandal, where he got a 9-month ban, and the white dude who played for Nottingham Forest, who had more charges than Ivan Toney, carried on playing. Not a problem.
Wow.
Not a problem. Carried on playing.
Wow.
Facts.
Yeah, I'm saying. And you know who's getting called out the other day? My guy who does the posh speaking boy with the cheeks, Barled. He a black guy. He called out about Rashford versus Grealish. He said that Grealish got caught on camera drunk. Yeah. He said if that was Rashford, he'll be hanging right now outside the thing. But he's just basically saying because he's black, if he has a social life and he gets caught doing something untoward, he gets highlighted. But Grealish has had a social... If you remember,
Grealish was out drunk when they won the league. The treble, he was out on the bus with the team, hammered.
Yeah, I'm saying. So he says that, you know, if that's Rashford, he can't get a club in this country. He would have to leave. He'd do almost like a Greenwood situation. Why is it, if it's Rashford, you get done over? But when it's Grealish...
It's got to
and Grealish hasn't delivered at all.
It's pointless us talking about it because it's just a record. It just sounded like a clanging cymbal now.
Yeah.
We're making up the same noise. We're doing what we're doing, but
But okay, let's go back to our presenters. Presenters and pulling up Carragher.
Because, so Carragher.
So have a look at Let's do a comparison to the US, because when you're just talking, then I'm thinking about Skip Bayless dealing with Shannon Sharp.
Right.
Yeah. Now. That was the beginning and end for Shannon Sharp on the Skip Bayless' show, when Skip Bayless kind of hung him out to dry.
Is that about the Jordan thing?
No, not about the Jordan thing. About his career. About just basically, you know, Shannon. From what I remember, Shannon's like, you know, Shannon's a top level
footballer.
But man belittled his achievements. Achievement. Yeah. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And publicly, and a lot of people were infuriated, but he had to handle his business, compose himself, and Skip just went too far. Yeah.
Okay.
And he left there, but Stephen A come over and supported him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And then Shannon's just grown outside of that. But Stephen A. is a brother, and he's been open about it as a brother. It is almost a responsibility to see his talented brother that we're here to back a brother. But Shannon made a stand and left the situation. Yeah. Now, I don't see that over here. People leaving situations for principles.
Bro, they ain't doing that over here, bro. They ain't doing that over.
What's the
black
difference?
folks? You mean?
Yeah.
You mean black folks?
Yeah.
Black football, black sportsmen.
Yeah.
Black footballers, because that's, let's face it, Dan, we're talking about footballers.
Footballers, yeah, because they're the money ones, man.
Black footballers in this country, what? What do you expect them to do? Bruv, they don't do things like that, bruv. They don't do things like that. If you bring 100 born in the UK, black footballers, either from African background
or Caribbean background,
whatever, 93.76%, they ain't down with that, bro. They ain't down with that at all. This is why we have this problem. That's why we're calling out footballers, because footballers, you know, and we're sitting here on the outside thinking, I wonder if they're scared because it's going to affect their career or blah, blah, blah. We've got like Rio Ferdinand. Okay, Rio Ferdinand's retired now. He's speaking a lot more openly about things, but he's not really.
Because but he did respond. Him and Ian Wright responded to Jamie Carragher being disrespectful. Or there was a post put up by Ian Wright. This is how dare you? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, Ian.
Yeah, but you'll see. Ian will put that up, but you'll see him next week on the overlap.
Yeah.
You'll see him on the overlap going, Jay, mate, Jay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, So, when Rio called it, I think Rio did also a quick post to say, I'm not happy about that. You can't disrespect African things. But the thing is, for me, and the both of them, have you been pro? Have you taken the 2 weeks out and traveled to African nations, couple nations, and been in the stadiums while they've been out there? Have you featured African footballers?
Maybe that's what you should do. Send Jamie Carragher out there, and you know what? Sky, BT, CBS, whoever wants to send Jamie Carragher, I'm happy to go with him. You know, no one on level. I'm happy to go with him, star. Because when I finish it in Bridging, trust me, I set him up when we got such and such. He's gonna get topped down in such and such. Yeah. And all kinds of things. But now, on a level, I'd go with him, you know, just to have a reason, just to get into the psyche, because obviously, he says what he says on TV. I'm not trying to support Jamie Carragher in no way, shape or form, because I don't support him anyway. He's a coward. Spat on the girl's face and all sorts. I don't forget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't forget when you wore the T-shirt, even though you forgot, you apologised to Patrice Evra. You wore the T-shirt, Bridging, supporting the racism, so I don't forget.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Let's not forget. Yeah, of course he was. He was part of that T-shirt wearing Suarez's Innocent Brigade and all that. You know what I mean? All you black Liverpool fans out there, just to remind you.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Call it out.
He was there. He was there, Jamie. Jamie was there at the forefront. So, but as he says, we need to educate them. So I'd like to go with him just to see what kind of education he's getting, see if he's taking it in. You know what I mean? And just talk to him on that level and say, Jamie, all right, why do you think it's such and such? Because if you're going to look down your nose at African, why are you crying that Salah hasn't signed a new contract? Because he's from Africa. Last time I checked, Mo Salah's from Africa. So why are you crying, right, that he's not signing a contract and this, that, and the other? Why? He's from Africa. I mean, what good? What anything good comes out of Africa? I mean.
Good point.
Joey Barton said about African footballers. African footballers produced a Ballon d'Or winner, Joey Barton. Just remember that.
Oh, Joe.
Just remember that about Joey Barton. When you're talking about caliber of players coming from
we need to deal
Africa,
with Joe Barton separately.
I'm just putting it out there. Africa has produced a Ballon d'Or winner. Just remember that. Before there was Ronaldo's and before there was Lionel Messi's, Africa were producing Ballon d'Or winners. It's just a big coincidence that it had something to do with Jawenga. You understand? Arsene Jawenga. So, you know, but they did so. It just goes to show. But when Jamie Carragher's saying that, I look at the quality and his favourite player, who's Jamie Carragher's favourite player 2 years ago? He's on telly, Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane. Where did he come from, Jamie?
But going to why does Jamie almost subconsciously think like this? And I will go to like almost a generational curse, guys, because I grew up with a lot of kids who are not black, and I have to say the education racially of them, they always go back to type when it comes to how they deal with us, how they talk to us. You know what I'm saying? How they see Africa. You know what I'm saying? They're seeing Africa through a lens of poor black people. You know what I'm saying? They're seeing Africa
Exactly.
from you know what I'm saying? So almost Africa is feed the world, you know, feed the world. And you got an African kid there with flies, God knows. This is the reality of their upbringing. People can say, oh, why do you not been? I said, listen, I grew up in an all-white school. Yeah? So I understand that miseducation comes out in your adulthood because that's how you've been told. Now, I know there's white people that's also grow up around black people and they're the total opposite. They're like, yeah, man, they're really cool. They understand. They love the culture. They understand. You know what I mean? They understand us more than we understand ourselves.
The
You know what I'm
difference
saying?
is, though, you see,
Go on.
the younger generation of white Caucasian people
Yeah.
have grown up, as he says,
Around more black.
the influence of black people.
Yeah.
Obviously, when like our people come, they were the first,
Yeah.
so they didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
So when they came and then they had kids and started going
Yeah,
on.
go to school.
So now the cultures come in and start to see how they live. They see how we conduct ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, we're not and they know really and truly, you know, what people know, we're not troublemaking people.
Yeah.
We don't trouble people. If you trouble us, we will defend it. But we don't go making trouble.
Yeah.
We don't go cause trouble.
Yeah. It's
You know what I mean?
And the thing is, it's like this negative. But Jamie, you know, for me, he's just a typical kid that's grown up around my era because it's about my age group. It's just not a bit younger than me, and it's just, you know, grew up in the era at Liverpool. And no offense to Liverpool, you know, you guys are known for being on, you know, you only just get to know what the beauty of colour is, and it's just like, bro, like, you don't, black African people, you look at us negatively, and for me, you've got to be dealt with correctly publicly, because the thing is, there's almost a proudness now to be derogative towards people of colour online. Seems to be getting worse now than ever, and I feel that, you know, we need to call this out. Only Obi Mikel I've seen look absolutely angry about Jamie's. Imagine if George Weah, as president of Liberia, chimed into this and says, hold on a second, who are you to disrespect Africa? Yeah, absolutely disrespect Africa. You know what I'm saying? And these are the guys that have influence in football to say, okay, right, we want to do Sky Sports, let's go to Africa, let's have a focal point on the African nations, which they did do in the last one, and it was really, really great tournament, great talented people over there. But for you to be, it's absolutely disrespectful, and I think that is something where black players, former black players, black presenters need to be able to be vocal and say, no, that's not good enough. That is absolutely not good enough. And that's why I believe why social media I rather watch than Sky Sports and CBS and all what they're saying, because I find there's a bit of a resistance to this foolishness and keeping it 100 with the social media platforms out there. And I find that, especially for black people, there's a lot of black content creators in Man United, Arsenal, I wouldn't say Liverpool, but you know, Man United and Arsenal, I think we got like the biggest pool of social media creators out there, and a lot of them are black origin, and we follow it and we enjoy it, because to be away from people like stupid comments that they say right in front of people like Daniel Sturridge, like Michael Richards, like, you know what I mean, dare I say Thierry Henry's, the Ian Wrights, in front of their faces on TV, they can be derogative. And I'm like, you know what? If somebody says something derogative, you should have the authority to go, no, don't talk like that. You know what I'm saying? And deal with it in hand. But they just keep quiet and nothing happens. You know what I'm saying? It's not good enough. But then it leads on to a infamous person called Joey Barton. Anthony brought him up. And then Joey Barton turns around and says, there hasn't been a better African centre-back than Jamie Carragher.
Taribo West, you liar. How about that? Plays for Inter Milan. Says something. Lucas Radaby played for Leeds United. I thought he was better than Jamie Carragher and all. Not being funny. Sami Kufor, Bayern Munich.
100% better than 100%.
Bayern Munich says it all. Joey Barton. If you want to respond, you'll see the address come up later. Hit us up. Because you stated, so I'm stating back to you. And I want to argue your point. You said that there's no way Carlo Toure is better than Jamie Carragher. Well, we have to agree to disagree on that one. Because
Carlo Toure?
Yes, he stated that Jamie Carragher.
There's two Toures. There's
Carlo.
And there's yeah.
Carlo was an invincible at Arsenal. Had to be just a bang average player to do that, don't you think? Invincible at Arsenal. Bang average. Bang average players like Jamie Carragher could have done that, couldn't he? You know what I mean? So I'm going with Carlo Toure, and I'll say being invincible, winning 2 league titles at Arsenal, winning a league title at Manchester City with his brother, and winning the treble at Celtic. I'd say that makes him better than Jamie Carragher.
He does.
Yeah?
But even Jamie Carragher did right back. I think Aburi was better than Jamie Carragher as a right back.
Yeah, of course he was.
And Lauren.
Of course he was. So was
and also
Baki Usanya. I could go on for days.
You say it's like going.
I can go on for days. Joey, you also stated as well. I just wanted to say Marcel Desailly, born in Ghana.
Wow. Which
makes him Guyanese. Just because he played for France doesn't mean he's non-African. So there you go again. So Joey Barton. You know, Joey, you're the brother of the geezer who shot the geezer with the crossbow. Come on. You're the geezer who stubbed the six cigar in Darbo's eye at Man City. Come on. Let's talk it, because you see, what's the common denominator here? People are going to, I might better mind where I go if I go Liverpool again. I might get jumped on, but common denominator here. 2 Caucasian lads from Liverpool.
Yeah. Same generation.
With their opinion on black folks.
Yeah.
But me now, I'm a troublemaker because I'm defending it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's how I see it. 2 white dudes from Liverpool who have a very low opinion of black people.
100%.
Stating their opinions. But you stated, Joe, and I've just named you players who are better than Jamie Carragher. As defenders, we don't even know to could name midfielders now, because I could name JJ Okocha, Adili Pele, and so on and so forth. And then I could name the Golden Globe, the Ballon d'Or winner, gorgeous George Weah, Joey. Do you remember him? Black from Africa. You understand? Better footballer than Jamie Carragher.
And I think something that your Wenger, you said Wenger. I never forget this point he made. He goes, listen, he's very into the investment in terms of the continent of Africa, because he said that for every one European that has an opportunity to make it as a professional, you almost have 1,000 of that level of person in Africa that don't have the opportunity to make it as a professional footballer. If you actually watched any sort of documentary on George Weah, it's quite almost fortunate that some of these guys get into a French league and then literally they don't start their career till they're about 25, because they've had to fight just to get onto the pitch. And then not only just fight, but then you have to be educated in terms of a professional football, because there's an education element which you face as a young footballer, how to apply your talents onto the football pitch. So there's so much that an African footballer has to do to get onto the pitch. You literally have to be 3 times better. And I think the lack of respect for the players that get there, the Kola Torres, Yaya Toure,
Salif Diouf, signed for Liverpool. Salif Diouf, you probably played with him, Carragher, to be fair. Man. And the geezer that spit out the other Diouf up front, El Hadj. El Hadj.
I
bet you wouldn't tell him in front of his face about African nations football. I bet ya. Bet ya. You know what I mean, Carragher? So don't go on, Carragher. You know what? Long time we are call you. He's a big coward, you know. From he can spit on a girl face and run off and hide. You're a big coward star. I dare you, Jamie. I dare you. I'll come to Africa with you. I'll come to Africa with you. I dare you to say African nations football is nothing. I dare you to say that in Africa.
I think it might get paid to do that. You know these guys, they always get paid, innit?
It doesn't matter. Whatever happens, bro, we can go Africa.
You get a Sky documentary.
We can do one of those video cam things so you can document what's going on. And we can see what will go on, Jamie, because you know what? You need to be educated, brother.
Yeah.
You need to be educated, brother. You need to be around some real black folk. Real black folk, you know. No disrespect, Mr. Wright, but real black folk. You get me?
I think, you know what, that would be a lightning series for him to go around there. It might go down there with Michael Richards. He need to be enlightened as well. You know what I'm saying? And Daniel Sturridge. I think them two can go with him and be educated.
I'm not saying nothing about my bridging Studge.
I know you're cringing when he talks.
I don't cringe when Studge talks. Studge can say what he's saying, bro, because, you know, he can defend it. He's got 2 Champions Leagues and all sorts. Big baller. Jamie can't say that.
Yeah. I chew that.
And he don't say nothing controversial like that. And I'm sure he could do. Jamie Carragher, I think it's just sometimes he says it for the likes. He just wants the controversy. It just makes him relevant.
Yeah. No,
you know what I mean?
100%. But no, guys, this is, you know, I thought, no, 100% we have to kind of document how we're feeling to presenters having feeling no way about being derogative once again. And when we're doing shows like this and we talk about this issue, you cast your mind back to, Argentina. You know what I'm saying? You know, if Argentina can get away with being racial slurs, Jamie Carragher can get away with being racially slurs. So this continual ability to be derogative to black people through the system is just still evident there in football. So sorry guys, you know, I am not saying people go, oh, you guys are being racist against everybody who's white. No, what we are emphasizing, but the system is still does not protect black players, people of color from being treated unfairly, and this is from grassroots all the way up to the top levels of France. You know what I'm saying? But nobody's going to make. You cannot make comments down to disability, down to sexual preferences and different things. You criticize that, bro, you're getting sacked tomorrow, this same day. There's no comeback from that. But when it comes to our skin tone, you know what I'm saying, there seems to be a free pass for everybody to be derogative.
That's right.
I face it on a grassroots level. I've been running a football club since I was 25. I'm 48 now. So I see that there's no protection for us on and off the pitch. Till this every other day, I'm talking about these issues and actively trying to move forward on it. And then now, to see still on a top level TV, and this is why we talk the thing on this. This is why we have to own our own platforms of media. And even the guys on social media, there's a couple guys that are still scared of being out there. But I remember seeing people being derogative towards Flex. I never forget this. Last year sometime.
The girl.
Yeah. And you see his reaction. Yo, you can't go on. You know what I mean? He was like this, and he left it in there as a receipt. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This is how brazy people can go on still. You know what I'm saying? So for me, we especially on social media, we got our own platforms. We need to keep 100, be wise about it, and point it out. So Jamie Carragher, you may want to do a response to us. You know what I'm saying?
Jamie ain't gonna do no response, bro. I've been calling him out for years, bro. I called him out when he was doing the spitting incidents and all sorts. I called him out. I phoned up Sky, if you remember. Listen, And also, Sky didn't want to know, bro. They don't want to know.
Yeah,
But they're quick to point out when black folks do anything. Look how they had out Kurt Zuma for the cat.
Oh my God.
Look how they did Kurt Zuma for the cat, but Jamie Carragher was okay to spit in a woman's face and
Man
drive
got
off.
cancelled, you know, bro.
You understand?
Literally cancelled.
His Adidas contract got cancelled. Yeah, his boot deal with Adidas got
For
cancelled
kicking a cat.
for kicking the cat. But yet, when Luis Suarez was racially abusing Patrice Evra, wearing the said Adidas football boots, his contract wasn't terminated. His contract wasn't terminated. You're saying, you might think this is petty and trivial, what I'm saying is, and you know what? On the first listen, probably does sound that way. But when you check the facts, that a black man can lose his contract, and I'm not saying it's right to abuse cats and animals. No, I'm not. But a man's lost his football boot deal for kicking a cat. Yet a man racially abused a fellow football professional, and his contract didn't get cancelled. Now, just let that marinate. How does that work? How does that work? Wow. He kicked a cat. My man racially abused a fellow professional, a fellow human being, but he didn't lose his contract. And then people like me and Roger who come on and put our views upon these podcasts. And do you know what, Roger? I was just thinking it as it, you know, when you're going through something, you think.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, probably the reason we don't get the views or the likes or the follows that we're supposed to, because of the contents that we talk about.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not what society taps into.
Yeah.
We're against the norm of society.
Yeah,
you understand? We're against it. So,
Yeah.
but what I find really disencouraging is my own black people, because there's a lot of black people who on this social media, and there's a lot of black people who see this or see a shot for this, and you won't listen to it. You won't listen to it. Just take an hour to listen to what we're talking. We're talking serious things, fam. It's not just about me and Roger. It's about Roger's kids and Roger's grandkids and my grandkids and so on and so forth. What, are they still going to have to grow up in a society where they were born here?
Yeah.
They were born here. They was raised here next to John and Sarah Jane. But yet they have to work twice as hard because of the colour of their tone of their skin. Why is that then? How is that fair? How is that fair? And we have to still put up with this. It's okay for my daughters to be really great at gymnastics, but then she gets called this, that, and the other, and then they treat her a certain way. But because she's on the gymnastics, now they're gonna and pretend. And this is what we do. They pretend to like us because we're good at sports.
Yeah.
That's all. You pretend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people like us have to come on things like this to talk about things that are affecting the society, sport today, now. But what are you doing about it now? So 10 years from now, is my granddaughter going to be talking on her podcast about the things her granddad used to talk about with Uncle Roger back in the day? You understand what I'm saying? Because nobody's taking it on board. And what upsets me the most, as I said, we can sit down amongst our black people and they will sit down, yeah, Roger, yeah, Ant-Man, you're right, Ant.
Yeah.
Where's the followers?
Yeah, where's the followers? Where's the shares?
Where's the promotion to say, yeah, man, let's push these two brothers because they're talking the thing, you know, and we need them to go into a bigger platform so they can talk the thing even bigger. Yeah. But oh no, they'll follow foolishness.
Yeah.
They'll follow foolishness. You know, it's just...
Yeah.
It's just one of those, bro. Yeah, and that's probably why I get so. The reason we do what we do is because I'm vexed. I'm vexed at my own people first and foremost. So let's not get it twisted out there. I'm vexed at my own people first. My black, Caribbean, Jamaican, African. I'm vexed with you lot first because what we're talking about defends and supporting all the UNO.
Yeah, but bro, you and this is where, and this is no offense to. People, great moves like Ballers in Guard. So now I love Ballers in Guard.
Ballers in Guard, it's a good movement.
It's a good movement. But I said to somebody this, I said, listen, it's great talking about what God has done for your individual life. 100% great. But we don't seem to, when it comes to God, be able to come together and to help people that look like me. And put my collective wealth. So it's like what's happening is you have these big, massive circles, whether it's even successful footballers that have a financial impact. Yeah, you know, right? Stormzy, he's got a little local football academy thing that he's invested into down in Murky and doing what he's doing.
Yeah, they got a whole heap of things going on Murky, to be fair.
So which is absolutely fantastic that people are investing back into the community. My question is it the mantra, when we come to Christ, is it that the mantra that for our community becomes non-existent? So you see, Anthony, me and you, we're men of God, but yet we forget we're not interested in our community because God ain't about our community. It's about, it's about heaven and scriptures and heaven and thing. But yet our community, youth them are still struggling. And it's, why aren't we seeing professional footballers actively look for platforms like this? Said we're going to support this platform, going for the clubs that we because we mentor youngsters, we bring youngsters through football. We don't just chat it here. We actually have a space and be positive and dealing with people's social issues, but through sports. Why aren't we actively, when we get it, and even come to Christ and being enlightened? Social justice doesn't really apply to us.
No.
Passion. I don't know. Did what I say make sense? You know what I'm saying? It's a really part of me which is confused that as soon as we come to Christ or bring Christ into the mix, especially when we come, because Christ gets you out of the murk, you know what I'm saying? It gets you spending your money differently, bro. You know what I'm saying? It gets you wiser because the principles, the mentality that you have. And then that'll get you out of certain levels. You see the youths that, don't get twisted, I do understand academy youths. A lot of academy youths that are successful are genuinely the church youths because they have a little bit more manners and are more tolerable. Some of the youths that are not being got a bit more face there, they kind of quickly dash them out. But the black youths that usually come through, a lot of them have got little church heritage, you know what I'm saying, or whatsoever, yeah? And I'm going, so when their earnings come into the mix, do they ever look back and say, yo, is it part of their, Bridget, you have to look back. You know what I'm saying? Where's the Astro pictures in this area? You know what I'm saying? So there is a bolding thing about Jamie Carragher, but he can get away with it because we don't even like what we see in the mirror.
We don't, bro. And we've always had that problem, bro.
It's just deep,
it's a deeper problem. It's not just about Jamie Carragher.
It's not. But the thing is, he can say it because he can.
He can say it because our community have allowed him, people like that, to be saying them things. That's what it is. Because we don't. But I don't even. What was the context of Jamie Carragher talking about the African nations? I
think he's getting vexed because of people being away for the African Nations Cup every other year. So they're probably looking at Mo Salah's Colin Transgold, like, African footballers, what do you want, whatever. And people are going, because they're going to be away for the African nations and this and that and whatever.
Yeah, so you're saying, because they're away for the African nations. African nations is some little dibby cup.
So why are we stopping for that?
The one thing I will say, and it's going to cause a bit of controversy now.
Go on.
The one thing I will agree with Jamie Carragher with, not the fact that it's a small trophy, but I don't see why they was the ones that was always in between the season, because everybody else's tournaments would be at the end of the season. So why did Africans?
I think it's due to the summer, bro. Because the thing is, their summer
have to be done like that.
I think it's weather.
They should have done it in the winter then? Because their winter's like flipping summer over here anyway.
The majority of their winters is the same time as us.
Yeah, but in their winters, bruv, they're not getting snow. You get me? They ain't getting snow, fam. They ain't getting snow and them foolishness. They're not just getting a bit chilly. They might have to put a cardigan after 7-8, a cardi. That's it. You understand me, fam? Let's be real.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, that's the only gripe I've got is the fact that it was all, is in the middle of a season.
Yeah.
How comes big players had to go for the African nations in season?
Yeah,
that's the only problem I have.
I think it's a FIFA thing.
Other than that,
I think it's FIFA.
Other than that, they could have put it at the end of the season like all the others. The Euros is at the end of the season, innit? Yeah? The Euros.
What about the Asian Cup?
The
Asian one is...
Who plays in that? Nobody knows about that. Who talks about that one?
Oh, yeah. Listen,
we don't know any players.
Son?
Exactly. One player, probably two. what's his
Son.
name?
They got-
What's his name? The one at Brighton, Matoma. He might go.
Yeah,
as well.
Matoma. Yeah.
He might go.
It's getting the thing now
Them
with the
couple
Asian
of,
players.
but
Yeah.
the point what I'm trying to make is, how comes it has to be in between the season? Why can't they just put it?
I think it's a
in the
FIFA
season?
thing, bro. I think FIFA does that.
Other than
yeah,
that,
it's FIFA.
but I'm not saying
Yeah.
it's less than or more important than. I mean, to Africa, who am I to say that? That's like the saying coming out next year now, saying, yeah, as from 2026, the Caribbean Island Cup, Jamaica, it's like the
Gold Cup, the Gold Cup, man, the Gold Cup,
the
man.
version to that
yeah,
is coming out, and it's a big thing, and da-da-da-da-da-da, and blah, blah, blah. It's going to be in the mid-season. So now Jamaican players can't sign a Jamaican. I barely can't go to blah, blah, because he's a Jamaican player, and he's at such and such, and we're not going to sign him. Crazy.
Yeah, but I think that goes back to
But you see-
FIFA. When FIFA sets out the tournaments, bro, throughout the year, yeah, it really just goes back to FIFA. They don't do it because they only prioritize South America.
So
and
what
Europe,
they're saying then?
South America.
So why are they saying if FIFA feels that strongly about the African, why put it in the mid-season then? Why do they make these things affecting? Because everybody's affected.
It'd be interesting
Every
research.
club, most clubs are affected.
Yeah.
The only reason certain clubs are effective,
The whole of Europe is affected.
certain teams are effective because they play for like a Bamiyang, for instance. We used to get a blow back in the day because his African team weren't that very good, so they didn't qualify. They didn't qualify regular.
When it started,
Ghana and them, the regulars are always qualifying. Nigerians and all them.
Yeah.
You know, it's on Ivory Coast, Cameroon.
Nigeria's becoming a powerhouse now.
You know,
what I'm saying?
Nigeria. Somebody mentioned, going back to the Joe Barton incident, Koulibaly. Joey Barton smogged him off, says a bag of dirt. Didn't you know what Joey Barton said about Koulibaly?
Koulibaly, bro.
Koulibaly was a big defender. Didn't he win the league
If Koulibaly was in the room,
Did he win the league with
bro.
Napoli?
He
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, sure
with
he did.
Osman. The other day.
He
The last
did.
time they won.
Yeah. Koulibaly, imagine him in the room then. Man will stand over Joey Barton, you know.
Yeah,
and
man,
he grips him and say, "Yo,
Jamie
Koulibaly.
Carragher, Joey Barton. Listen, if it's ever arranged that we can take them to the Africa, I want to go with them, man. I want to be the chaperone. I want to be involved.
But we can do.
Trust me.
We want to do a preview interview, so we prepare you by you meet us at Lazar's Road. We take you a food shop.
Yeah, we take you to a few places.
We sit down, we talk.
And we'll sit down and talk it through, show you how it goes, and see if you can flex by yourself if you feel comfortable around, certain communities. Because I'm going to bring in the Somalians and that, because they're African and that.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring you around
some tea, the coffee shop in it, man. A couple of coffee shop
Lady Pool Road and them sides there for the Somalian neighbourhood. Big up my brothers. So we'll see.
I think that it just really highlights, guys, that
it's
we
like
are
me.
so far.
It's like me sitting here disrespecting Tuck Steph, innit? You know what I mean? No, but it's like me coming on the telly saying, Tuck's just a dump, and then go Liverpool next week and expect nothing to happen. Come on, bro.
Bro, listen, all guys, this is again a conversation to say that
big up to A-Star.
You say, we this needs to it's not going to end because there's always going to be sin in this world. So racism, and then this is something that somebody said to me, and a pastor said this to me. He goes to me, he said, Roger, why are you bothered about all this racism thing? A black pastor said to me. He says, there's always going to be sin, so there's always going to be racism. I said, it's amazing. Racism is the only sin that we say that to. But pastor, I'm going to cheat on my wife. Oh, no, you shouldn't, because the Bible says there's something different. Oh, but didn't you say that sin's in the world, so I'm going to sin? So...
Got a point, pastor. He's got a point.
So I'm going, so why is racism the sin that we can always ignore?
Yeah, that's a very good point,
What is that the most justifiable?
Yeah, because it's about black folks, bro, because we don't worth anything. That's what the society wants us to believe, that we're not worth anything. So we shouldn't be all vix, We have this argument, we talk about our Jewish counterparts when they talk about the Holocaust. But what about us? We've gone worse than the Holocaust, bruv.
Yeah, slavery.
Slavery is worse than the Holocaust, bruv. But you go and say that to a Jewish man, blow them fire.
Listen,
man wants to kill you.
Yeah,
you understand? But that's the reality. But hold on. The Jews, the Holocaust, they've been acknowledged their thing. How comes nobody acknowledges ours?
can't even have emancipation.
How comes nobody says sorry for ours? Mm-hmm. How comes nobody wants to pay back what you stole from us?
Bro,
you understand?
We can.
Don't get
and the thing
so
is, guys,
political when we talk about things like
listen,
this.
Listen, man. If the Holocaust is something because I studied like military history and I love World War, like looking into military history, World War One, the cultures and stuff, and ended, you know, over time, every year, they not so much, not the word, you recognize the destruction of the Holocaust in their synagogues and so on, which is fantastic. But it's amazing in our black churches, we do not take time out for Emancipation Day. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, Emancipation Day.
Yeah.
We don't take time out church for the Passover. You're chatting about Emancipation Day. You understand the church? The church is the biggest hypocrite going. You go to how many churches you go to? Yeah, start me off and I'm a soapbox. How many churches you go to? Yeah, and you go through and around that festive period, and you see a Christmas tree decorated. But what does it say in Joshua? Joshua 10. Yeah, go and read it. Joshua 10. But you got pastors who putting up the said tree. It talks about in Joshua 10. We're the biggest hypocrites going there, bruv. We're the biggest hypocrites, and people wonder why people don't accept Christ. Because the people who are preaching Christ preach hypocrisy. That's what they're preaching, hypocrisy. You say one thing, you cut it out with the one. We're in this world, but we're not of this world. But how comes you do the same thing the world does? How comes you bow down to the same beliefs that the world bows down to? How comes on the 25th of December, I can go to a certain church and they'll be here. We're here, gathered here today to celebrate the birth of Christ. How comes I'll still hear that? And we all know that is not true. Yeah, facts, bro. But I'm not one of those geezers. I speak the truth of God, the word of God. He says, don't add.
He said this from since I've known Anthony. Don't go twisted.
Bro, I haven't changed. You know me, bro. I don't play with this thing.
All the years, even Anthony hair was shorter, and I know from his hair was shorter.
You know, from I was a Coleman and everything. From before I saw the Israel. From before, but listen, things don't change, bro. You know, at the end of the day, reality is reality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Christ.
We can celebrate the fake Christmas, but we can't even celebrate black. You know me. And
we can't do nothing. We're not doing nothing for ourselves. So what do you expect, bro? What do you expect, bro?
So for me, it's and this is where when we're on these spaces, these Christian spaces, this is what we are on Affinity Xtra. We want to almost.
You people who go to church and call yourselves Christians, you're lucky I'm not on this platform going on how I'm going to go on, you know. I'm telling you, because I taught the thing, bro. I'm not into all this pretense.
But it opens up a conversation, and I'm not going to open it up there. But people do come to me and says, okay, where is our men? A lot of people do come on. Where is our black men when it comes to especially in Afro-Caribbean spaces? And I said to him, with all my talkings of man my age, Auntie's age, and so on, they shake their head when they're looking. They go,
what's the point?
You know what I'm saying? Say, you know, it's like you're chatting gas. You're absolutely chatting gas. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying the gospel is fake. We're not saying that. But the problem is when they say, yeah, man, I'm cool with this gospel. When they walk into the space, they're going, this Bible and how these spaces has got nothing to do. And the thing is, the problem is that people have bared false witness of Christ with their actions outside of their spaces.
This is the problem. You know what I'm saying?
So when man go in the room and go, hold on a second, I see bare false witnesses of the truth, and you guys are jumping around like your truth. But when I seen you operate in the community, that's another thing. So for myself, the likes of Anthony, you know, we're active people in the community. You know, we have to try and reflect Christ and actually sow into people in the community. So when they go, what is different about you two? What you are different? Like, yo, I get it. Yo, it's a church. Yo, I get it because I've seen how he cares for. Yo, that's Christ. But we are.
What's he doing, bro?
Yeah.
That's the thing. What's he doing? Yeah. Because there's a lot of talk in the church, talk in the church. That's what he's doing. Because for me, I don't agree with church. He's left to me, I've demolished him. No, I'm joking. I just don't think, right, on the level,
The organisations.
The church, right?
Organisations.
What's the church about? What's the commission? Is it 28 Matthew 28:19, going to the world and
preach
the gospel? Yeah. So okay, what do you do on a Sunday? We go to a building on a Sunday. Roger meets there, and I'm there.
Yeah.
Roger's missus is there. Roger's kids are there, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
What are we? What have we got in common? We're all believers of God.
Yeah.
So we're all just having a believers gathering. Nothing new's happening. That wasn't what the commission was. The commission wasn't, let's all come together, sit in a church and talk about what we know. He says to go out and spread. So when we meet on a Sunday, really what should happen? We meet on a Sunday, we have a little praise and worship, then we bounce. We're at the church. We're at the church. And we're doing what we're doing. Yeah. That's what church would be if I was in charge of church and that. That's what my church, that's what I expect from my church. My congregation, listen, this is what we're doing. I do like once a month, we'll stay in on a Sunday and I'll preach to. I'm going to preach from the scriptures. I'm not having my own little thing. I'm reading. We're going to have Bible study because I'm going to read the scriptures and then my thoughts on the scriptures in there. I'm not having my sermon today is about No.
But then you equip the saints. So when you bring your resources together, you then equip, Anthony, we're going to set up a home for you for the youngsters between age of 12 and 15. Can you run that? We'll support that vision for you. Oh, Roger, you do Affinity Xtra. We want to be silent backers for Affinity Xtra because you do gospel. Bro. You know what I'm saying? We need, and that logic is a biblical. That's a biblical logic. That biblical logic. We don't see because
I don't see sitting in the church is doing anything. I just don't see the point. What's it serving?
And that's why. When we sit down in our spaces and they go, where are the men? What have they done to the men? And I'm saying, Richard, I can preach to them. Listen, man, will sit down and chill, be no problem. But they're not going to come to church with me. You know what I'm saying? Because they're almost, but Roger, when we go to church, we're not going to actually see what you do out here. Yeah? You know what I'm saying? We can see what you're doing. And this is when it goes back to it, guys. If we can't take care of ourselves, if we don't invest into ourselves, people can step all over us. And I never forget this. When I went to senior school, there was 4 black people in the whole school, yeah? And it's a white school, posh, I wouldn't say posh area, but you know what I mean, there's white, old region, all them sides there still, yeah? And there was a guy, dual heritage, his name's Garfield. Don't even know his surname too much, but they called him Garfield, yeah? Nobody could touch me because he was the hardest in the year, and it was like you can't touch him because Garfield will mash you up. Why would Garfield mash you up? Because he's a black youth. Anybody touches there was no pact. He just came up to me. You're right, kid. You know what I'm saying? You're right. Yeah, I said yeah. I was first year senior.
But you just knew anybody trouble you.
He would burn up a man. And I remember somebody, Garfield's friend Murphy, white guy. He saw some guys trying to pick on me. He goes, oi! And it was on him as well to deal with the youth because he was Garfield's mate. And then when he touches Roger, it gets dealt with because Garfield said it. And you're almost protected by your own kind.
Yeah, that's how it's
you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I don't see that.
Nah, we don't have that nowadays, bro. That mentality, that society's not about fam.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, bro? Before you would back each other up. But
the society's just on a different level nowadays, bro. I think we're going to have to recut this again. This is more political than football.
Yeah. But guys,
this has been more political than football based. This conversation there.
But I think it's good.
It ties up into everything. You'll see where we're coming from.
Yeah. I think
because that's the perspective where we're coming from. Because remember, we're men in Christ who love a passion for football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was first and foremost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So. But reality is the reality. At the end of the day, the society is the way it is.
And
society needs more God-fearingness in it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And as I says, and I'm one of those people, I'll get in trouble because, as I said, I'm one of those who believes in God. God didn't make no mistakes. And there's only two what them called? Male and female, that's it. There's no other choices and all that, and I'm going off topic a bit, but I'm just showing you what I stand for.
Yeah.
I don't believe I'm not into no People have the right to be seen as, I want to be known as a twig or a tree or not interested. Male or female, that's it. That's it.
And I think
whatever you was born as,
that's
it, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that you're a female trapped in a man's body, man trapped in it. Don't want to hear, not interested in all that. Because in my world, God don't make mistakes.
And I think, Anthony, and this is where one of the shows that I do with a guy called Mark, Ideologies, and I think this is where there's such a toxic community right now. Whenever you're right or you're left, you're Labour, you're Conservative, you're this, you're that. I mean, I talk to you because you're this and that, and there's such a tribalistic approach to stuff. And I'm going, and again, we always seem to be the one left out in the side room. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, as black people, and just continually be taking the mick out of resources wise, human being wise, you know what I'm saying, look down at wise, which is that continual look down, while every persuasion, every ideology is being respected, but the fact of the matter that we are of African descent and browner and every different colour, complexion to everybody else, it's just being trodden on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? And I know that we'll get criticised from black people, says, why you guys focus with this? But there is a range of stuff that we are launching, called the Be Extra collection. I'll show Anthony in a second. And we have got a depiction of a Jesus that is not white. And we might get criticised for it, but end of the day, story, I don't really care.
Facts,
you know what I'm saying?
White,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And as somebody said to me, oh, it's too brown, our black people. You know what I'm saying?
It's too brown. Where did he come from? Jerusalem. Do you know the temperatures in Jerusalem, fam?
Bro,
what colour do you think he's gonna be in Jerusalem? But it's too brown. Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, it's like, well, who's there now doesn't mean that there were the people there before. Let me just show Anthony quickly. So Anthony, I'm just gonna see Anthony's response. Where is he? Where is he? There he is.
I'm about that, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it wouldn't bother me per se.
Yeah.
But I will understand why people say, oh, it's a bit too dark, it's a bit too brown, it looks too Bob Marley-ish and it needs to, you know what? In reality, if we really check it, the levels, where Jesus, Jerusalem, everything, Jesus is supposed to look like a Saddam Hussein kind of looking geezer, you know.
That's what they reckon. But here the joke is, a scripture got posed to me, Paul. So Saul that became Paul, that was originally Saul.
Saul, yeah, the murderer, the
killer, yeah. They referred to him. They said to him when he was up in the Mediterranean, Italy. They said, "Oh, you look like one of them Egyptian rebels." So I'm going, if you look like Egyptian rebel, you look like an African, yeah?
You look like black folk, bro.
Bro, there's a lot of black people that was in that area, and guys, these are conversations. I know I have to close off this conversation now because our time's gone. But these are the conversations that maybe our community wants to have. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's the conversation that community needs to have. Oh, that's it.
You understand? Because our young people, our young black people need to know who they are, where they're coming from. They need to know about themselves. They're not taught about themselves in schools, let's be real. They're not going to teach them about people who look like them. All they're going to teach them about is William the Conqueror and all them kind of foolishness.
1066.
And 1066, Bacala Hastings and that. You understand? And it's down to us to educate our own. 100%. It's down to us.
100%.
You understand? It's down to us, bruv. It's down to us. You know what I mean? So that's what we need to do, bruv. We need to come together and start teaching our young people about themselves, man, so they know who they are.
So when they stand up there.
So when they become, when God opens doors for them and blesses them in arenas like football or whatever, they don't just poppy show it out.
Yeah.
Go and fool. They know themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look at their own empresses and marry their own empresses. You know, marry women that remind you your mom looks like your mom, fam. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, brother. Real talk, because my daughters are 31 and 29, and they know, with no disrespect, I've got white friends, Asian friends, all the rest, but they know, first and foremost, they're looking for a man that looks like their dad.
100%. There's nothing wrong with that, bro.
That's the
Nothing
facts.
wrong. And the thing is, it seems like when we say this,
It's a problem.
It's a problem. When everybody else does it,
Yeah.
bro. No offense, when you see the Asian community, like specifically like the Chinese community, like China's people,
check their own, bro.
Bro, and the thing is, you don't see anybody, but they always find themselves, and that is nothing wrong with that. No one highlights that as racism. I'm just saying, yo, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So for me, yo, guys, love what you see in the mirror. Love what you see in your parents. Love yourself.
Love yourself. Love where you come from.
Love your culture.
You know what I mean?
Love
If
the
you come
spice.
from, if you come from what you call Fasa, Fasa. Them African
Your
places.
Burkina Faso.
That's the
Yeah, you know
one.
what I'm saying?
If you come
Burkina
from there,
Faso.
be proud of
Burkina
it.
Faso.
If you come from St. Kitts, be proud of it. If people come from Jamaica, be proud of it. Barbados, don't pretend. Don't be from St. Kitts, but you're putting Jamaica flags up because, you know, it's better. You know, be real to yourself.
Yeah.
My mum taught me one thing in life to carry through. To thyself be true. To thyself be true. Look yourself in the mirror. So if you're from St. Kitts, and I say that because I know growing up as a kid, St. Kitts got a bad reputation for various reasons. We won't go into that now, but they did. But you know what? If that's the case, and that's where your people are from, I saw it, so embrace it the same way. You understand? Embrace it. My people come from Jamaica, Ireland, not very much, but we got a lot of murderers on the island. You know what I mean? Facts. Got a lot of talented youngsters who can DJ and sing and all that, but the facts of the matter is, you know, you just gotta love where you come from and love who you are. You know, self-love.
Yeah, man.
Self-love, but not overdo it. Don't become narcissistical in it.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Don't become narcissistical in the self-love, because the Bible talks about those people, the world will be taken over by those people who self-love. So don't overboard your self-love.
Listen. Guys, thanks for listening. That was a heartfelt, triggered by Jamie Carragher conversation.
Jamie, thank you, Jamie. Thank you.
Thanks for
triggering us.
Triggering us to
have that conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sport and
it's
identity.
a shame. Then that, bro, it's them kind of conversation. We need to have some. We need to start bringing this on the road.
So let's go and check out some celebrities.
Yeah, we need to go out there, bro.
You know what? I'm going to reach out to some. You know what? I'm going to speak to. You know what? Be cheeky. Let's watch Ballers and Garden. You know.
We should do it, bro. Talk to Anthony Alanga and them kind of people there, bro, and say, look, we're ballers. We're of God. And we want to hook you up. We want to talk to you, bro. We want to talk to you on that level. You know what I mean? Bring it to our platform.
Yeah, man.
Alangas and that. Let's say, yeah, man, get it out there, Roger. If you can link it in.
Yeah. No. But listen, guys, this is not from respect. Listen, we'll bring you with the sports next time, people. Listen, nothing but love.
What's going on, people? I'm DJ H. Make sure you check out all the stuff Affinity Xtra's got going on, man. We've got loads of content, loads of things coming out. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel, you know. Listen. Don't go anywhere, you know. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe is the main thing. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like it, and share it with your brethren, yeah?